Iran is now saying they're not going to live up to the original nuke deal they agreed to. Frame that for me.
Well, the question is whether or not they're going to, and for the last 4 or 5 months they've been under this agreement from last year that was to come up with a plan that would allow the Iranians to actually do away with their nuclear weapons programs and prove it to the world. There's been a lot of talk about new sanctions in the U.S. and around the world for Iran. Today, the UN's nuclear watchdog... Today the UN's nuclear watchdog actually said that Iran is meeting its commitments under last year's interim agreement. And they actually went so far as to say that the uranium stockpile there in Iran has declined for the first time in 4 years. But these talks were supposed to have come up with a permanent arrangement by July of this year to prove that Iran's not building a nuclear bomb. And now the Iranians are basically saying they want some of these types of inspections off the table, not up for discussion, and that the deadline ultimately will have to be pushed back if they're going to continue these negotiations. There is a bipartisan bill for new sanctions, but...
All right. So the Iranians are basically saying, look, we agreed to something, but now we're going to change it. That's
They're
what they're
dragging
saying.
their feet. They don't want their missile programs looked at. Right. They don't want to have a whole series of areas that were not on pre-existing lists looked at. They're dragging their feet about the scope of the inspections.
All right. Well, I don't think the Obama administration have to hold to the 6-month thing. You either have a plan in 6 months or you don't. Now, Harry Reid, I understand, is not going to allow a vote on sanctions that the U.S. might reimpose on Iran. Is that correct?
There's a bipartisan bill in the Senate. Bob Menendez, the Democrat from New Jersey, Mark Kirk, the Republican of Illinois. It's been around for a couple of months now. The president has made it clear he doesn't think that should be voted on. He doesn't think it should be passed. Harry Reid, the Democratic Senate Majority Leader, has no intention of bringing it up on the Senate floor. And the truth of the matter is the U.S. government is not alone in its reluctance to want to see new sanctions imposed. China, Russia, France, Germany, and the U.K., all parties to these discussions with Iran, all say now's not the right time. But just to give you an idea that they're feeling it, the Ayatollah yesterday said he wants a jihad, an economic jihad against sanctions, which suggests they are feeling it. Bill?
All right. What they should do is reimpose sanctions that would kick in, say, September 1st if we didn't have a deal. That's the logical way to do it. Right. I should be running this thing, I guess. All right, gentlemen, thanks very much. Next on the